Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down something really cool, how to take all that amazing knowledge you have locked away in your notes and documents and turn it into a custom AI assistant that you can actually sell to your clients. And the best part, this is a complete no-code guide to making your expertise a product.
So here's what we're diving into. First, we'll talk about the big idea, your knowledge as a service. Then we'll look at the two main ways you can deliver this to a client. After that, we're going to do a deep dive on how to build a custom AI gem. And finally, we'll cover how you actually get it into your client's hands and go over some pro tips that, honestly, make all the difference.
All right, let's get into it. Section 1, your knowledge as a service. You know, the core idea here is simple, but it is so powerful. We are going to productize your expertise. Think about it, all those notes, all those docs, all those unique insights you've gathered. We're going to turn them from just being static files into a living, breathing, AI-powered tool that your clients can actually talk to.
So let me just ask you this, to kind of frame the whole thing. What if your notes could actually become a product? Just imagine for a second. Your client having a direct conversation with your expertise, getting instant, perfectly tailored answers based on your unique knowledge base. That's not some far-off future thing. That's what we can build right now.
Okay, so the foundation for this whole thing, the secret sauce, is a tool called Google NotebookLM. What it does is let you build a very specific, contained knowledge base using your own documents. This becomes the brain of your whole operation. It's the core of a digital service that you can build and sell, all without writing a single line of code.
So, let's move on to Section 2. Once you've built that powerful knowledge base in NotebookLM, you've got a couple of different ways you can actually get it to your customer. Let's talk about those two paths.
You've got a choice to make here. On the left, you have the fast and simple path, a direct chat-only share right from NotebookLM. It works, it's quick, but it's pretty basic. But on the right, that's the professional path, building a custom gem. Now, it takes a little more work, but what you get is a really polished, branded experience with a ton more control.
So yeah, it's pretty clear that building a gem gives you way more control and just a better final product. So let's jump right into Section 3 and walk through the exact step-by-step blueprint for how to create one.
The whole process really just breaks down into 4 key steps. First, you're going to create a new gem inside Google Gemini. Second, and this is my favorite part, a fantastic shortcut, you'll actually use Gemini itself to write the complicated instructions your gem needs. Third, you'll copy those instructions over and plug in your NotebookLM project as a source of knowledge. And finally, and this is probably the most important part, you have to save, test, and refine it over and over until it's just right.
Now, this is the really cool part I was talking about. You don't have to rack your brain writing those complex instructions from scratch. You can use a structured prompt just like this one. You literally give Gemini a screenshot of its own interface and your notebook and tell it to write the perfect instructions for you. It is a massive time saver, and it makes this whole thing so much more doable.
Once you've got it built, you have to test it. I mean, this is absolutely non-negotiable. You need to throw all kinds of different scenarios at it, ask it tricky questions, really push its limits. The goal here is to find all the weak spots and make absolutely sure it's pulling information correctly from your notebook, long before you ever show it to a client.
Okay, so you've built it, you've tested it. Now for the big moment. How does this actually get delivered to your client? That brings us to Section 4, sharing your creation. And when it's time to deliver, you have 2 big strategic choices. You could build the gem right inside your client's Google account. That gives them total transparency. Or you can go with a more proprietary approach and share a private link. This way, your source material, your core intellectual property, stays safe and sound on your account, while the client still gets full access to the tool.
Sharing with a link is super straightforward. You just go to My Gems, hit the share button, grant viewing access, and then send them the link. As soon as they open it in their own Gemini account, they're good to go. It really is that simple.
So, you've built it, you've shared it, you're done, right? Well, almost. Let's get to our final section and cover a few pro tips. Honestly, these are the little details that can really elevate your project and, frankly, protect you as a creator.
All right, let's unpack these, because this is what takes a project from good to great. First, and I cannot stress this enough, copyright. If you are using any licensed material in your knowledge base, you have to get a separate license for your client. It's a must. Second, really think about your business model. Are you selling transparency or are you protecting your IP? Your delivery choice has to match that. Third,
Play around with Gemini's built-in tools. You can add so much more power to your gem just by exploring what's already there. And finally, learn from the best. Go look at Google's own pre-built gems and reverse engineer what makes them tick.
So there you have it. That's the complete blueprint. You can now turn what you know into a powerful, interactive service, and you don't have to write a single line of code to do it. The tools are here and your expertise is ready. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build first?